Greetings, everyone. Today is June 19th, 2013. I'm Hira, PM Hira Casey. That sounds really pretentious to say, to put my internet pseudonym in the middle of my name. And today it's Wednesday, June 19th, 2013, and Hump Day. Hump Day is today, the middle of the week, the hump of the week. I actually just found out specifically what Hump Day means. Prior to today, I actually just thought it was something that people would say. The first time that I actually heard about Hump Day was back on the Bungie bulletins when Halo 3 was still being played and a fantastic game. I thought, Hump Day, it's Halo. They do like Hump Day challenges and stuff like that. I was like, oh, Hump Day, right? It's a Halo thing because you teabag people in Halo, and I thought it was like some sexual reference or something to something else, but apparently it wasn't. It's just referring to the middle of the day, middle of the week in the hump, Wednesday. This is me petting the hump. My shirt is unbuttoned, and I'm also wearing a striped shirt, which is probably making my entire camera, actually it's not acting up too bad. Usually it makes this, the entire thing vibrate. Patterns, stripes and patterns, and hitting my microphone. But losing my train of thought. I was gonna say, I was wondering if my shirt, I was wearing it unbuttoned all day. Anyway, today I finished my last final for spring quarter, and my last final ever at this community college that I've been attending for the past 2 years. In the next 2 months, I will be moving out and going to college and studying things that I actually want to study instead of studying things that I'm just taking to study to transfer to an ambiguous university, and taking general things just for the hell of it. So hooray for direction and doing things with my life that I really want to be doing and not being caught in the motions of doing things I don't want to do. But today I had my final today. And that went over pretty fantastically. No, it really didn't. Why would I even say anything like that? It was for archaeology, and archaeology is a lecture-based class, and over the past 2 years, I've pretty much been taking art classes exclusively. So it was a pretty big shift for me to switch from, studio-style classes to lecture-based classes. And so a lot of the time during lecture, I would be completely unfocused and attention deprived and sleeping but not sleeping because I'm a fantastic student and I would never fall asleep in class. And, I don't know whether to attribute my lack of attention to my own ability to keep my attention on something, or on my instructor's ability to create concise, coherent, relevant, and interesting and well-organized lectures. It's actually probably a combination of the two. But archaeology was sort of a wake-up call, a shell shocker. Do people say that? Do people say shell shocker? I don't find myself akin to a turtle, but anyway, shell shocking aside, it was sort of a wake-up call for me. Archaeology, that is, because in archaeology, on my second test, that was probably the worst I've ever done on a test in my life. I scored something like a 9.5 out of 20, which is pretty abysmal. Is that the word that I'm looking for? Terrible. Really bad. Awful. Terrible. Bad. I did the worst ever that I think I've ever done on a test in my life. 9.5 out of 20, it's pretty terrible. I'm pretty sure that's failing on most scales, unless you're like 3 to 4 point scale, whatever. Anyway, bad. I did terrible on that test. And so that was sort of a wake-up call, and, at that point I was really freaking out. It was probably about halfway through the quarter that I got the second test back. And so, of course, I did the thing that any rational person would do. I broke out that rubric. I looked at all of the grades that I've gotten so far, compiled all my points, looked at how many points are total in the class, took my current amount of points, and said, okay, this is what I need to hit in order to, get through this class with an acceptable grade. And so during that process, I found out that there were a total of 100 points in the class. And that sort of got me thinking about, sort of how things worked, logistically with the points and the grades. In some classes you have like 400 points, some classes you have like 230 points. And so it's like, 3 points to, 1%. But in this case, when you just have 100 raw points and 100% of a grade, that's a 1-to-1 ratio, man. So 1 point on a test or a homework assignment equals 1 point on your final grade percentage. So if you get, so let's say that last test that I got back, 9.5 out of 20, that was 10.5 percentage points that were just hacked off of my grade. Just like that, it was gone. So at the time, I wasn't really freaking out about it. I was like, oh, I'll just do fine. I'll just, mark some things off on this multiple choice question, test, and see how everything turns out. It'll all be revealed to me. It'll go through, the really mysterious and fantastic, very ambiguous system that is the configuring and doing all the math for your grade, and it'll come out and I'll have this nice grade that will probably be something that I didn't really recognize because it went through that giant transformation. But in this case, all the mystery is gone. All the mystery of the math, because math is so mystical, no one understands it. All that mystery is gone, and it's just a 1-to-1 scale. So when you're marking off those test questions, you should just be like, oh, no, there goes my grade. Yep, getting that one wrong, I'm getting that one wrong. I know that one, that's another point for my test, but no, that one's wrong, and that one's wrong, and that one's wrong. It's marking everything off. That's a really long paper, by the way. Tests are crazy these days. So I didn't have that realization on my second test, but going into the final, I was well aware that it was a 1-to-1 ratio of point to point, or of point of test point to grade percentage point. And so it was really maddening for me to go through this test and be like, okay, I know this one, okay, this question is going to knock off 1 point, there goes another point of my grade, and looking at it like that, I think it's a lot more dramatic, I guess, but I ended up finishing the test in like 15 minutes. And in the process, saying goodbye to all of my my test points and all my grade points. Hopefully, I'll come out with a test or a grade that's higher than C. I was gonna say 7. That's about a C anyway. I have loud neighbors, if you can hear that. But it feels good to be done with everything. Sit back and play some Animal Crossing, But other than that, Xbox One, online DRM policies, that was a thing today. And also me doing this video, I felt like talking to a camera. And so that's that. This is me, and I'm gonna go and do something that's productive, or maybe animating or something. Gonna be producing a lot of content. I don't know if I actually like doing these vlog things. I don't even know if this is gonna end up. But probably more content indeed over the next 2 months. I'm really gonna focus on this for once in my life completely. And fucking E3 video probably next soon, and streaming too, maybe. Gonna have this whole schedule. In the next week, I will figure out maybe starting July. Second week of July, I'll definitely have a schedule out of things that I'm gonna be doing. Weekly content definitely gonna be I'm planning on streaming. And as long as I get consistent 2 viewers, that's great for me. I mean, as long as I have someone else to share my video game experiences with, I will be completely fine with that. And maybe more of these candid videos if I feel like I have things with enough sustenance to talk about. And then animation. That's a new thing. Animation. And hopefully just more funny content for me on this. Whatever, dude. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. As always, I'll still be me over Hira. I'm gonna look back on these videos someday and hate myself, I swear. But thanks for watching. I'm always really awkward about ending these things. So, see you later. Bye. Definitely see you guys more in the next fucking. Follow me on Tumblr. Follow me on Tumblr, overhira.tumblr.com. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/overhira. And tweet me at twitter.at_pmhira. That's the thing. Plugging myself never really feels great at all. I feel very pretentious and I don't like doing it. But I do like talking to people, so I should probably do it more. Okay, guys. See you later. Bye.